In the quaint little town of Knittington, there lived an extraordinary lady named Granny Knitwell. Granny Knitwell was known all over town for her magical knitting needles that seemed to dance like fairies. She knitted things nobody else dared to try. Her hands created scarves as cozy as a fluffy cloud, hats that felt like warm hugs, sweaters as intricate as a spider's web, and mittens softer than a kitten's fur. Every autumn, as the leaves turned golden and the air grew crisp, Granny Knitwell began her knitting frenzy. She would wake up every morning, sip her herbal tea, and hum her special knitting tune, stitch and twirl, knit and purl. Her house, a colourful patchwork cottage, always smelled of warm wool and freshly baked scones. When the first snowflakes danced from the sky, Granny Knitwell would dress head to toe in her knitted ensembles. Her rainbow scarf wrapped around her like a friendly snake, a cheerful red hat sat jauntily on her head, her sweater hugged her like a dear friend, and her mittens waved hello to everyone she passed by. Granny was never cold, she was as snug as a bug in a rug. Granny Knitwell didn't just knit for herself. She gifted her snug creations to her friends, like Peter the postman, Sally the schoolteacher, and Millie the milkmaid. Each knitted item came with a little note that read, "Made with a thread of magic and a whole lot of love." Her friends cherished them because Granny's knits meant warmth and friendship to them. Peter the postman would smile his broadest smile while delivering letters, all bundled up in his vibrant green scarf. Sally the schoolteacher, in her azure blue mittens, would clap them together in joy as she watched her students play. Millie the milkmaid donned her sunflower yellow hat, soft and bright, drawing smiles from the cows she milked every morning. But it wasn't just friends who adored Granny Knitwell's creations. Folks from neighboring towns would journey to Knittington just to visit Granny's little booth at the town market. Every Saturday, she set up her stall adorned with knitted wonders and an old wooden sign that read, "Granny Knitwell's Knitted Wonders, keeping your heart and hands warm." Market days were bustling and filled with laughter, and Granny's booth was always at the heart of it all. Children would gather, mesmerized by the way Granny's knitting needles danced, and adults would haggle over the most exquisite pieces like they were treasures. Granny sold her knitted treats to people who had cold noses and loved her stitches. Each customer walked away with not just a piece of clothing, but with a piece of Granny's heart. That's how Granny Knitwell spread warmth and joy, with wool and love in every loop. Her knitting wasn't just a craft, it was her way to touch lives, one thread at a time. And in Knittington, everyone knew, when the winter wind blew fierce and wild, it was Granny Knitwell who made it gentle and mild.